Mercedes roads, Mercedes vacation repair. To continue the conversation we had earlier today. Hey, Techrohedricon. We're just trying to get the. Ooh, I know what I need to do. I need to do that. Hell yeah. Perfect. Well, I had some success, maybe. I have removed my thermostat, and the thermostat, there's a piece of rubber with a groove, and the thermostat goes in the groove. And then this part is flush with the housing that bolts to the engine block. It's probably, I got a caliper here. It's 1 millimeter. It's just the thickness of the thermostat is 1 millimeter. And what I'm concerned with is, pretend this is solid rubber, but with a groove gone. And the groove is where the thermostat goes. With it gone, now it would collapse when you tighten it. So it might not seal as good as it should. Now, what I just did tonight might not work to begin with. I completely removed the thermostat. Now tomorrow, if I put it all together and water leaks at that location, it shouldn't leak because it's metal to metal surfaces, and I have applied copious amounts of water pump and thermostat RTV silicone. So I'm reading the back of the package, and to my horror, it has to cure for 24 fucking hours. Like, at, the level of chaos going on with this trip, there's really no room to cut corners right now because I need this to not leak. Yeah. So I guess when the thermostat's in the thing, well, this part here pushes on metal, and I'm afraid it would collapse because of the empty gap. But over here, like if that's the edge of, and this part's aluminum, and that's where the rubber goes. Well, this part is also touching the metal. So this is the part I'm relying on for the seal. I think it's going to be okay. I'm just bummed I got to wait 24 hours. There's a top bolt and a bottom bolt, and you can't see the bottom bolt. 10 millimeter. I put my $40 10 millimeter snap-on socket on it, and it dropped on the subframe. Could not see it, could not find it, searched around with a magnet, and then I bought a backup kit of sockets for $30, and when I went to put that on, clink, the socket was on the bolt itself. I think my host is back home. His name's Judd. might have to go talk to him for a minute. And I'll come back. He's 20 years old, cowboy. Let me tell you, so things good. Got the thermostat out. The thermostat doesn't, imagine this is rubber with a groove. It goes into the groove. So when you bolt it, there's nothing there. So I put water pump, thermostat silicone on it. It's okay. But like I'm in a situation with tight corners, it's not the time to cut in. I got the whole thermostat out. I didn't destroy it. I thought about drilling holes in it, but like if that doesn't solve it, as long as it doesn't leak, driving without your thermostat is no big deal. It just takes a little bit longer to warm up. Thank you. I'm coming back. Everything's cool. Judd was a young man I met by the side of the road. He had a flat tire, and he's got an 89 Ford 4x4. It's got a big snowplow on the front. He had just bought it for $3,500. The tire was shredded on the front, and they couldn't get the rim off, and I went and got my WD-40, and we got it off. Teamwork. Then I proposed to him like my situation, and I said, I need a place. You know anybody? He's like, you can do it at my place. I said, good. I'll give you a couple $100. He's like, even better. So I already paid him $200. Like, really? What? I think it's pretty generous. And so he's cool. I told him, yeah, got to wait 24 hours for the silicone to cure. It was an 80 Celsius thermostat. Yeah. And normal operating temperature is about 90. So I think this could be the cure. I think this might be the fix. Also, it's very restrictive. Like the hole is like that big, and now the hole is that big. I'll tell you what my gut tells me. Somehow blown head gasket. At some level, the head gasket is blown. Because why would it get so motherfucking hot? Like, okay, so my temperature gauge, the bottom one's 40 Celsius, 40, 80, and the top right next to the red line is 120. And it should run at 90. And my other Mercedes always runs right at 90. Maybe if I'm going up a hill on a 110 degree day, I've got into the 100 Celsius, 110 Celsius. I'm also not putting it on load. I don't know. If you are trying to barrel up a hill and you're putting a lot of fuel into the motor, that does make heat because these are explosions. I'm just at a loss. I was reading some internet forums where a guy said that he took out his thermostat. He did some interesting engineering work. He actually built his own thermostat housing at the top radiator hose. Oh, check this out. I might have found a problem with the installation. So imagine the thermostat is vertical like this. Well, there's a hole for bubbles, but the hole was down at the side. So the bubbles would have been that it would have solved the bubbles after the first opening, but They should have put the hole at the top. I think just waiting is the most boring part. Like, this is the perfect time to just drink about 12 beers, but I can't do it. I'm sleeping in the car. I haven't gone in their house. I'm not using their house or their restroom. Pissing in a bottle kind of thing. It's better I just fall asleep at 9 or 10 o'clock and tomorrow I go for a walk or something. Stressful. If we still have overheating tomorrow, it's not going to make any sense to me. I drove around town with my cap on half, so if there was any vapor pressure from the water, it would escape the thing, the radiator cap. Basically, the radiator cap has two positions. The first position is so if you undo it from the second position, it doesn't blow off in your face and scald you from burning hot stuff. So it's an anti-scalding safety mechanism. That's what's going on. So I'm just driving around. Basically, it's driving with the cap off. And that's allowing the pressure to bleed off. And I think that's helping. It's raining right now. Let me put my window up. Oh, that window's up. All right. When I called the seller and they're happy, everything's, that I'm staying in touch. We were going to have a nice 4th of July together. I was going to bring some steaks and corn and potato salad. I'm still going to do that. Oh. I hear the vacuum pump going. Oh, did I just open this door? I did the window. I'm in Wyoming right now, and we got a little rain. It's kind of interesting. It might rain for 3 minutes, and that's it. Things are nice and green around here. Really cute city. It must be murder in the wintertime, but there's some really cute homes here. Everybody's lawn is just really green and nice. I wish I could use my laptop right now, but I can't because it's a Macintosh. And part of the Macintosh are computer circuits and batteries, and the rest of it is cow dung. The battery's kaputs on it. It's barely just a few years old. Or 4. It's 4 years old and the battery's already kaputs. I don't want a thin laptop. I want a laptop where I can pop out that battery and pop in a new one easily. I don't need a slim, sexy laptop with an ultra slim keyboard. I need a keyboard that the keyboard doesn't work either. I don't need any. Apple is just over engineering their shit. They're going down the path of the Germans. And they think they need to offer these features to sell it. No, you don't. What you need to do is make a reliable car. If you want to put a feature on there, do it if you can guarantee it won't break for 20 years. But if you can't guarantee that, then don't put it on the car. This car that I own, Well, that window doesn't work, the back one. Sunroof is stuck. Blower motor's not working. Like if my heater blower was working, I probably could use the heater in here to supplement cooling the engine, and we wouldn't be in this jam right now. Like my Mercedes wagon, the heater's stuck on high. So during the summer at 110, I got 180 blowing out the heating vents. While that is miserable, it helps the car from overheating. I can't do that in this car, right? I mean, I have it on defrost and a little bit of heat comes out, but not enough. Anyways, you might say, well, if it's such a big pile of shit, Wayne, why are you buying it? Why'd you buy it? Well, the seats are really comfortable, for one. And it is a really good driving machine. Like when a semi truck goes by you on a 2-lane highway and normally your car goes whoosh, whoosh, this car doesn't do any of that. It's quiet. It's definitely like, it's a nice luxury car. They spent $1 billion developing this car. These things here, these are mirrors for the back seat person. Kind of cool. The rear view mirror up here, you don't adjust it with your hand. There's a button down here and it's motorized. And like, why do you need that? You don't, but it's got memory seating for 3 people. So when you set the seats to your position, it also changes the rear view mirror and the outside mirrors. It's literally just over-engineered, but I'm still kind of loving it. Here's like, I'm in this car 30, call it at 4,000 now, because I had to buy a bunch of tools and shit to kind of try to fix it right now. So we're probably into this car $4,100. Well, let's say I don't fix it. Let's say I do get it to my new home and I don't want it anymore. I could sell it for probably $3,000 or $2,000. So I'm going to lose $2,000. I haven't lost money on a car in a really long time, but it does happen. So what the, maybe my trunk's open. Let me go look. My vacuum pump's turning on and off and I don't know why. Let me go check my trunk. Trunk's not open. Much of the car is vacuum operated. Like the doors are self-closed. Like you can, so watch this. I'll just barely shut it. Well, I didn't do it. This driver door is not working all the time, but it would go here and they go, like you could shut it in the garage and nobody would know you were home. Like when I slam the door, the dog barks. But when when the soft close is working, you don't hear it. Why does a car need that? It doesn't need that. Anyways, I did want this car for 30 years. What I didn't anticipate was 30 years worth of accumulated problems with it. But this is also why I got the car so cheap. I paid $2,000 for the car, $370 at the DMV, $540 in tires. 3,000. Yeah. We're doing okay. I got a spreadsheet going on it. I'm keeping track of the money. If I do get this car squared away, I'll have this car maybe for the rest of my life. It's literally such a great car. You'd never need anything more than this. I had the car after this, and I like this one more. I just think it's prettier, but beauty is in the eye of the beholder, right? I bought some little needles like for sewing to clean my windshield washer jets, and the drivers aren't working. And they weren't clogged. Judd and his buddies smoke cigarettes. They're in their 20s. They live forever. I smoked cigarettes when I was 20. I smoked cigarettes for a few years. And I quit. I haven't smoked since 2003. I haven't had a cigarette. I got the tobacco Jew off my back. Hey, what do you think about them replacing Joe Biden? We're about to see something I don't think we've ever seen before, have we? When has a president stepped down? Richard Nixon, did he step down? He might have stepped down. Then the vice president became president. Yeah. If I had a bet, it's Michelle Obama. That's who the Democrats are going to run. The reason why, you get Barack Obama back in the White House. And a lot of people like Barack Obama. If it's Hillary Clinton, well, you get Bill Clinton back in the White House. So it could go both ways. Hillary seems more ruthless. She'd probably be telling Democrats, if you motherfuckers don't let me in here, it's my turn, not Michelle's turn. Michelle can have a turn after my turn. If you don't let me in there, I will expose you. Don't make me do that. So maybe they'll push Hillary. And she really hates Donald Trump. The fucking vacuum thing is turning on and off. I don't get it. That's not good, by the way. That means there's a vacuum leak somewhere. And if the motor turns on 4 times an hour, then that's a certain drain on the battery within a short period of time, then that battery becomes dead. That's where my brain is going right now. I can't unplug it. It's under the back seat. I probably can also pull the fuse for it under the hood. Mercedes have these diaphragms, of plastic, and it's got a pull rod. And so the vacuum makes it do things. And some of those diaphragms over 30 years just rot away. And then you just got to replace every diaphragm in the car. So you kind of have to restore some parts of the vehicle. But when you do, like my power door locks, which are they're not click, they're like click, because they're vacuum. All of them work, which is rare. It's the first Mercedes I had where they all worked. No, that's not true. The S600, they all worked. And they were vacuum. The vacuum seems to be pretty durable. Another thing about this car that I really enjoy is I enjoy working on it. Like, it keeps my brain active, and I could become a Mercedes mechanic. I could specialize in these cars, and it's hard to find a good mechanic who knows how to fix things. So, especially when it comes to diagnostics and troubleshooting electrical gremlins. This is very funny. When I put on the right turn signal, the seatbelt light comes on. And sometimes just the whole dash lights up and then turns off. Part of me thinks it's a ground issue, but I don't know. I'm not going to try to diagnose it. Oh, you know, I wanted to go to Walmart today and get a razor and shave. This is really annoying right now. The rain stopped. Trying to remember the roommates' names. Can't remember his name right now. Oh well. He lost his cigarettes. He was fretting. I said, if you want, I'll buy you some cigarettes. He's like, oh yeah, great. I think he's low on money. So I bought him some cigarettes. Making friends. He's like, did you see some cigarettes and a red lighter? I'm like, no. He was pacing around. I'm super grateful to have a place to work on my car right now. What's his name? Pat Paulson suggested I get a vacuum tester. Let me get it. I'll show you what I bought. It cost $130. Ouch. So this is what I bought. This here, you put on the radiator cap, and then you pump it here, and it creates vacuum. No, this is pressure. So it puts pressure on the system like it's operating. And then it's got a gauge, and you say, can it hold 20 pounds for 30 minutes? And if you've got a leak, then it will start leaking somewhere because that pushes out the water. And that goes up to 30 PSI. That cost $140. Let's open it up carefully. There's the kit. Oh, that's really nice. And yeah, this is high quality stuff. This is very heavy. This is brass. So you put that on there and then you just pump away. And it's got a few. Oh, it's got the little cap, like for a Toyota. And then a medium-sized one. Ooh, this is like a BMW. It screws on. And I've never seen this one. Snap-on, this probably be $400. And worth it. All right. Back in the box. I might be returning this. if I don't need it. I probably need one anyways. For use with radiators, 1 5/8 inner neck. For use with radiators with 32 millimeter inner neck and 9 millimeter deep neck. For use with radiators with 32 millimeter inner neck and 16 millimeter deep neck. For use with coolant bottles with 52 millimeter outside neck and 2.5 millimeter thread pitch. For use with coolant bottle with 50 millimeter outside neck and 2.5 millimeter thread pitch. I'm pleased with this. I bought some of these. These are only $5. Micrometer, and then I bought some O-rings in case I need maybe one of these. Maybe the O-ring was crushed and I needed to use one of these to seal it. So I already have one of these at home, so I'll be taking these back. And I already have one of these at home, so since I didn't open them, I'll probably take that back. But sometimes when you got roadside repair, it's better to buy some tools just in case. You can always return them. I bought a nice $20 1/4-inch metric socket set, deep and shallow socket. And I used it today. I used it because I lost my 10 millimeter socket for a while and I didn't have another 10 millimeter. By the way, for mechanics, there's a joke that your 10 millimeter is always missing. It is. Like, if you're going to buy some sockets, just buy 3 10 millimeters because it's a very common. They're small. They're easy to lose. People borrow them. Yeah. If you're a woman and you buy a man a metrics toolkit, buy some extra 10 millimeters. He'll be like, how'd you know? Oh, it's obvious. We're going to have a 2 Rockstar night. Where's my pizza? There it is. Oh, shit. We need some power. Now we got power. That pump turns on, but maybe it's because my key's in the ignition. The water pump was running up front under the hood. I disconnected it from the motor. It was running for no reason. I don't know why. Those little things can drain your battery, and then your car's not functional. So why am I telling you all this? Well, that's how I use these cars. So if I got a battery drain, I normally just disconnect my battery when I get home. We already learned that when you do it on this car, it locks you out of the trunk. So I might have to unplug that vacuum thing or pull the fuse. We're in a trial dating period right now. I'm not sure I want to get married to this car. We're in the engagement. But I might find this is not the car for me. But it sure is comfortable, and it's damn pretty inside. Also, I think this car is going to help me with the ladies. I know, as superficial as that sound, but women like to drive in a nice car too. It's nice to go in a comfortable car somewhere. And this car's got presence. It's like it's got an interesting presence to it. When you see one, you're like, what is that? That's like, this car is saying something. It's super wide. It's definitely an extension of my ego. I got a pretty large ego. I mean, I try to be as humble as possible, but I like a big, comfy car. The E-Class is also pretty good. I don't fit in the C-Class. My hands are dirty. My new shirt's dirty. Fuck. Another reason I'm working so hard on this is bragging rights. I can't wait to fix this car. There's so much satisfaction in knowing you can fix something. You have to be tenacious. Tenacity. Tenacity is the realm of victors. You know, winners are tenacious. Mm-hmm. I feel kind of stupid for not reading the curing time on that silicone. I could have got some other silicone that might have just cured in 4 hours. I could have gone to sleep and it would be cured by the morning. I also made another mistake. I shouldn't tell you this, but just to hope that you learn from my mistake. So after reading the instructions, I'd already installed it. So I put the biggest bead of silicone on there. Like it was like 2 to 3 millimeters. Oh, while I'm opening the package, I used a hook at the back and I fucking punctured the silicone. So it was coming out the side. So I'm like, fuck. And then I like stab through the instructions. I'm like, fuck. Like they should make these packages easier to open. I'm like twisting the package in half trying to get it. And anyways, I damaged the product by just opening the fucking package. There's the pump again. Like I've been sleeping in here, and I haven't been hearing it run like that. I don't know what's going on. Anyways, it said I was supposed to put the stuff on there, affix the thermostat housing, hand tighten the bolts, wait 1 hour, then torque it down. I didn't do that. I hand tightened and I got my wrench and then I torqued it down right away. And the reason for that is they want it to get a little bit more taut, and then you torque it so there's more of a thicker layer on there. I hope it's going to be okay. It should be okay. It should be. So my mistake was I didn't read the instructions first. I'm a little mad at myself. 1 step forward, 2 steps back. And then the curing time. I guess the answer is I should have read the instructions at the place I bought the stuff. I was so looking forward. Richard and Kim are the names of my sellers, and I was so looking forward to spending 4th of July with them. Yeah. I can't think of the last time I bought new tires. 4 new tires. Like I might not have bought 4 new tires in the last 30 years. I can't remember. Maybe my Porsche? I remember some car I bought tires. I'm like, oh my God, my car feels totally. Oh, it was my Miata. I had a Mazda Miata. I think that's when it happened. It's time to nibble on some pizza. Hold on. Domino's from last night. I might go over there and get another one. Still not drinking tonight. I think it's best I don't drink until I get there. Anytime you have an interaction with the police and you've had alcohol, it just never seems to go the way you want. Nobody's chatting here tonight. What's going on? You have to be a subscriber to chat. It doesn't cost you anything to subscribe. Who do you think the Democrats are going to pick? If they want to beat Trump, they should pick me. Actually, I can make Trump. I can eviscerate Trump. Like Biden should have said, I'm not cheating on my wife like you are. Like moral integrity. He's got a 10 of 10 wife when it comes to beauty. He cheats on her. That alone disqualifies him for presidency, you know? Unless she was down for it. Unless she's like, oh, no, I gave him permission. Why would I want to make love to that fat pig? What's happening with Jill Stein? She's so pretty, and you just don't hear her doing much. They're trying to say I slut, Gabbard, Toulouse, backwards is I slut. Is that just a weird coincidence? Like, who names a woman Toulouse? Is that her baby name? Her naturally born name? One day I was looking at a name and I read it backwards. I'm like, I slut? I slut? Such a weird name. And she's also a Zionist. She was in the army or something. She participated in murdering over 1 million innocent Iraqis and people in Afghanistan. She's got blood all over her hands. Doesn't seem bothered by it. She probably doesn't even care that Israel did 9/11 and murdered 4,000 Americans on September 11th, 2001. They're going to die someday, Wayne. We need drug testing for Washington, D.C. Think of how many people are going to jail for drugs, cocaine possession, just any kind of possession. Meanwhile, guys like Gavin Newsom or Don Jr., high as a kite, most likely on illegal drugs, get a free pass. Hunter Biden, we all saw him weighing those rocks of cocaine. It's 7 grams. No, I think it's 6.2 grams. Well, let me see. It's 7 grams. They use the drugs as blackmail. Something like that. Well, it is the way it is. Maybe we can never change it. What we need to do is just try to make life a little bit better for everybody in America, especially the poor and the working class. I saw this great meme. I tweeted it. It was about the Soviets, and it said the Soviets would happily have you eating money if it wasn't for the poor creating the food. From there, what it says is the poor create the food that feed the nation. They're going to try to start some kind of starvation thing. There's going to be a food crisis in the near future, like within 6 months. Those 200 chicken factories didn't burn themselves down. Somebody else did it. Total act of domestic terrorism, international sabotage. It's not Jewish lightning. We find out Larry Silverstein owned all 200 chicken farms. Larry Silverstein should start his own insurance company. He'd be like, because you don't know when terrorism happens. Silverstein Insurance for all your insurance needs, especially terrorism. Ring, ring, ring. Silverstein Insurance, Larry speaking. It's going to go boom sometime. Who am I talking to? Before you pull it, make sure it's insured. I guess what I love about Larry Silverstein is his terrific smile. He literally he's got $1 million smile. And he's just a great actor. Well, it was a tragic day. So much loss of life. We decided to pull it. My friend Judd's got 3-4 roommates. They're all the same age. That old guy's still here with the car. How's it going? We were having a chin wag last night for about an hour. It was pretty fun. I was giving him my opinion of World War III I mean, we're in World War III right now. I think we're not going to have a collapse of the economy, and we're going to hyperinflate into a wartime economy. He's like, is that worst case scenario? I'm like, no, I really think this is going to happen. They didn't know anything about the Freemasons or Albert Pike. They should teach that stuff in grade school. We got to quit sending these children out into the world with Disney princess stories in their head, like it's all going to be okay. You need to be awakened to the scam of America. America's like some shitty Disney movie that everything's going to be okay, but it's not. Where's the happy ending to this hyperinflation? They increased the money supply by 500% and gave the money to friends. I'm not sure if that's ever been done. Those bubbles are nice. Oh, we haven't heard the vacuum for a while. Oh, I saw something interesting. This lady's like, the power of intention. And a neighbor's dog was barking. And she's like, I see the dog lying down, calm, no more barking. I see the dog happy and silent. The dog's like on the other side of the fence. The dog probably can't see the woman. And the dog stopped barking. I mean, anything can be faked, but I think it might have been real. I think there's a type of telepathy with it. I think we have telepathy and we accidentally use it, but we don't know we use it. Today's Wednesday, I think. And I left Friday night. Huh. What an adventure, you know? I don't know about you guys, but it feels like a news vacuum. We got the holiday. Tomorrow's 4th of July. I'm not sure I'd go to any big gatherings. The FBI said be careful. Domestic terrorism. Yeah. Well, let's wrap this up. I feel myself shifting into babbling mode. I really have nothing to say, so. Have a good night. Tetrahedricon was the only one that said hello. To all those lurkers. Thanks for being here. You kept me company. Yeah, you guys are part of my sanity. It's nice. Okay, have a wonderful night. See you tomorrow. Bye.